invisible man smacking upside the head is this nigga called himself the white man behind the scenes telling people how to put obstacles in our path using the sciences of sociology and spiritual sciences of alchemy. But bloodletting rituals in the form of slaughterhouses, and it began with the mass slaughter of the bison to send the great bloodletting ritual energy over the land. They say if we kill all the bisons, we kill all the natives. They damn near killed all the bisons and they ain't never got close to killing all of us. So they replaced our natural food stock of bison with bovine beef, man-made hybrid animal. And the meat is saturated fat, which clogs the brain and gives our elders dementia and Alzheimer's. Whereas the bison that we used to eat, though it was only ceremonial, it was polyunsaturated fat that facilitates the firing of the brain cells by lubricating the neurons. So that's why they wanted to get rid of the bison. So all of these things ties to the way that the foodstuffs affects the psychology of the people. The political arena is used to steer the narrative, and the spiritual doctrines of religion is used to undermine the spiritual power that's innate in the woman. I don't care what preacher it is, the church mother run that bitch. I don't care what preacher it is. The church mother is the mother, she's the power source. Every one of the churches, you don't never go to a church and they don't got a church mother, no matter how big or how small.
Facts. Big facts.
They got Big Mama not finna let these motherfuckers sit there and lie to you and don't have a Big Mama watching his motherfucking ass. She's just not gonna do it. So we hid a lot of our stuff in the church, but we got so intoxicated with Christianity that we couldn't get our shit back out. We didn't know that catching the Holy Ghost shouting in church was our original custom before they ever came. That's what we used to do around the fire. But they call shouting. They didn't tell you speaking in tongues. That ain't part of the original church.
Right.
The way we speak in tongues, that's from our earthborn religions. That go back into antiquity, ancient times. So now how do we put it back together? Now that we know that they turning our boys against each other, the best thing we can teach them is don't fall for that trap. Every time you make
people, you know what I'm saying, on the land. So we brought Rod on, man. Rod finna get ready to crack heads into his camps. Can you hear me, Rod?
Yeah, I can hear you. I gotta go out and come back in. So what you do, run that video, because this is gonna be the foundation for what we're gonna be talking about.
Got you. I got you.
Do I sound pretty clear?
Yeah, you clear. You loud and clear.
Okay. So it's a couple things I need you to remember. When they talking about the number 13, right? They talking about the spell put on the Great Mother by the secret societies.
Okay.
When they talk about the 72 star seal in the dome, they talking about the 72 sigils used to seal the Great Mother womb.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then they gonna talk about the layout of Washington, D.C. Those are sigils on the ground for conjure spell.
Okay.
Right? When they talk about patriots, they talking about patriarchy.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so when you listen to it, they gonna give you all of this history, and they gonna tie all the stuff we've been talking about, the usurping of the Great Mother and the restoring the Great Mother back to her throne. They finna show you all of the places they put the spells on her, but he's gonna be telling it as if the number 13 is a cursed number. But the curse was put on the number 13
Go ahead.
by the patriarchy to put a circle of blockade around Big Mama's seat, right?
Okay.
He's dealing with DC, District of Columbia. Remember, before it was Washington, DC,
Mm-hmm.
right? It was called Rome,
Yeah. Go ahead.
right? To tie us back to all of the biblical prophecies. Also, pay attention to how they connect George Washington to Zeus. And
Okay.
remember that Zeus is Enlil.
Okay. That's
You
right.
got that? So I can't hear you that good, so I got to go out and come back in so you can run that video. And by the time it's over with, we be ready to boot up.
I got it.
He's adding value. Peace and love, sis. Thank you for always being there with us. Thank you for adding value. Jasmine is also here. She says, Universal, I saw that too. I'm on my way home. CER when the show starts. Salute to everyone. I hope you made it, sis, and that you are with us. Mike Weston in the house. He said he ready. He was just watching football in the meantime. So let's go. Y'all hit the like on your way. Please, 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 please hit the like button on your way in. He says, give salute to the Taz Show and Yassini and all guests. We have the Empress herself. She was also watching a little football ahead of time. Uh, Nathaniel Bay in the building. He says, yo, I'm ready. Let's get this party started. Salute to the chat and panel. He's heard about Wright Hayes. It will be nice to finally see him in the building. I'm glad at least there is somebody that we get to introduce the brother Hayes because, he is very well known out there in the platform. So, we got lawful versus legal. He says salute to the family.
Salute.
Clown in the house. He says, what time is it? It's at the Taz Show time. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Brother, you keep showing up, and I haven't got the slightest clue. Please send me an email. How in the world do I pronounce your doggone name? Because I have no idea. I know Tawantinsuyu, that's the name of South America or something like that. But Abayana, I'm not even gonna try it, brother. I'm not even gonna try it. But we have the Empress herself, Sharon Moore, in the building. I'm getting, and she says she's ready. Let's get it in. Yasima, Selena, and Taz. We got the doctor in the building, Michael Pazio in the building as well. Peace. We have Jasmine. She says she's here. Hit the like and help out, y'all. Most definitely. We have the Empress herself. Reads Learning Street. Peace, love, and light to the royals. It's good to have you here, sis. Universal Empress. We got Latasha in the building. How are you? 804 has arrived. Peace and love. Peace and
All right.
have you in the building. We have Naima Ra. She says, greetings to all. We appreciate you. We love y'all for joining us. It is great to have you. We had a great time the last two parts, so I'm hoping that we get it in once more. This time on the part three, family, we about to get it in. This is the ending. I always put the best information for the very end. So for the last parts of what we have, we are going to have some explosive things to talk about. So I encourage you to please go check out the other parts so you could understand what's going on. As always, you can find me under Tasmaniac Wolf on Facebook and the Taz Show under everything else. Feel free to go check all that out. As always, we have to give a little disclaimer because there's a couple of people that take things too out of hand. So we're gonna get the disclaimer out the way real quick. Uh, um, we have the God himself, PNF, Lord of the Crickets in the house. Good to have you here, brother. Thank you for being here. Uh, but disclaimer, real quick: the material and information on this PowerPoint is for general information purposes only. Do not assume the information speaks in absolute. No such thing exists. The concept of Christmas explained here, found in many literatures and historical documents. We will speak of religion, etymology, history, and the connection between all. If any of these subjects, especially religion, creates controversy for you, this might not be the show for you. It is advised that you watch my word magic pay-per-view to comprehend the play on words I use throughout this breakdown. Keep in mind that I am presenting you my understanding, not the absolute truth. You should know by now that all truths are half truth and we're living our own version of the truth. I encourage you to believe nothing I say, but instead do your own research and come up with your own truth and understandings.
And
I
that
say,
disclaimer, Taz, they got to be aware I'm a iconoclast. I came to assault every one of these fake gods that they got up in front of us. So if you God conscious and you feel offended when somebody whoop your Jesus, Muhammad, and Abraham upside the head, this might not be the show.
this ain't the show for you. Amen.
If
I'm
you if
right.
you if you're a Moor and you don't know the difference between a dirty Moor and a righteous Moor, this might not be the show for you.
There it is. Let's put it out there from the beginning, all right?
I gotta let it be known since you're doing disclaimers, we might as well go and get it on out the way.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
ask
yeah.
for no mercy from me because I got the same mercy that they gave us when they were stepping on our neck. So no, I will not tone down my colorful epithets. No, I will not apologize for nothing that I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all ahead of time. I'm not going to apologize because I'm going to deliberately say everything I'm going to say, and I'm going to mean that shit. And whoever get offended, that's on you, right? I'm not apologizing ahead of time, so I'm gonna offend somebody.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Let them know, Rod. Let them know that we ain't for to play no games, and we gonna shoot the first shot. All
Shots
right.
fired! Shots fired!
Goddamn right.
Sir.
But now that we got that out the way, and we know that you will get a boot in your ass if you get out of pocket, you know, just all you gotta do is leave, family. If you don't agree, or if you or if you come on some cloud chasing, listen, ain't gonna be no cloud chasing because you will be banned. All right. If what you're trying to do is just, I'm gonna try to expose blah blah blah. And listen, get your goof ass. But
They can
moving,
come trying to expose something and get their ass exposed.
yeah. Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely.
But let's get on down to business, Taz. Let's discuss this thing called Christmas and the winter solstice and what do it all mean.
Right, most definitely. So last time we had stopped this show, we had stopped right when we had gotten the knowledge of the spinal cord, the vertebrates. We learned about the T's and the L's. We learned about the sympathetic trunk system and a bunch of whole other stuff that that we found in the Quran and we were looking into. And we broke down a lot of the parts of admiralty. So we introduced commerce into the concept of Christmas. And we're going to pick right back up right there where we left off on part three. With that said, the next part will be El Sagrado Corazón, which is the Sacred Heart, because this crucifixion that is taking place is something that happens within you. Just like we talked about the concept of the the story of a woman coming from a rib. There's also that crucifixion that we are thought about. Jesus died in the cross for you. Well, the cross is actually within you. And it implies to where your clavicle bones are at, and your spinal cord, which represents the rod where the sacred secretion transfers to. But it says, as can also be seen, the rib cage is the beast's neck. For the spine, where the golden honey plasma is made through the spinal ionization process, and cathodic or Catholic crossing of the heart. The ribs also represents the branches of DNA of the Christmas tree, the spine. And when the ribs and spines are flattened, they appear almost exactly like a monarch butterfly. All right. So this, I mentioned it as El Sagrado Corazon because that's how it's known as the most popular. I'm not sure if everybody has heard in regards about it, and it will build from there from this slide. You guys want to add something?
Well, the Sacred Heart, when we're talking about the heart chakra,
Facts.
We talking about activating mitochondria. Whenever you see Christ, KRST is the root word. So when you see the word Christ, you know that they talking about mitochondrial activation on a higher level or frequency. Now, if the man haven't been doing his self work to develop into a certain character type, he becomes hostile when that energy is turned on and he can't control himself. He becomes abusive to others and himself. He can't control that love energy, right? So everybody say they want love, but they don't want to do the work required to be a receptacle in which love is willing to pour into you, right? So if they're talking about the empty cup, all that goes back to this, the sangria or the sacred blood, right?
Woo!
So all this is talking about the blood of Christ, the Eucharist, right? EU Christ, the European Christ. And EU is the European Union. They're talking about the artificial replica of the Messiah to rise in Europe when the real Messiah rises in the other land. So all of these things are coded metaphysics and what they call conceptual physics, where they write like a word problem in math. That's what these things are. This is what you're looking at.
Okay, okay. Thank you for sharing that, brother. You want to add something, Sister Salima or Sister Yasini, before we go on to the next one?
Yeah, I'm gonna add this. I have my pen and paper, and I'm gonna be trying to list 10 things that the God is saying. So I'm gonna be doing more writing and listening on this show, and let the gods and the goddess take over. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yes,
list 10 things that the master is saying.
most definitely, most definitely. I hope you all brought a pen and paper, because it will be necessary to take notes, or come back
Yes.
and watch the video. So you want to add something, Sister Salima?
Well, yeah, I just want to touch on the fact that he was talking about the math.
Facts.
As you know, I'm real big on the languages, and the original math was word.
Facts.
So we've been stuck in the circular on these numbers. That original math is the letters that you see. You see what I'm saying? But we don't understand that because the way they've been teaching us is with their programming. Our math taught to us has always been geared on what they want to see manifested in this realm. And once we go back to the original word problems, well, not problems, it'll be the building. It'll be like word building, but it'll be different type of math. It won't just be numbers the way they've taught it to us, or letters as an abstract opponent of an equation. Your letters would often be your leader part of that equation.
And to add to what she's talking about, when you look at modern math, there's only two alphabets hardwired in the math, and that's an algebra. That's the X and the Y. Now, where else do we find prominent expressions of X and Y?
In the chromosome.
In the chromosomes, right?
Facts.
So the Y is the unknown variable, but X marks the spot.
Woohoo! Facts.
Damn
Because
right.
the X is in the chronosphere. It's in that in the clock. When the Roman letters, that X is the first one.
Mm. Yes.
When you look at that original clock that they had, that's still running our time backwards to us, telling us how old we are, that X is up there. That people don't recognize what they see in.
The really we aging in reverse is Benjamin Button, but we think that we supposed to grow from youth to old. But we really it's physically, yes, but spiritually, no. We grow from the wise child if we don't properly control our growth, we digress into the aged, old, feeble-minded individual, the baby. Right? So they use the Benjamin Button to give you an extreme exaggeration of how it worked in hopes that you can put together the simplified formula of the equation. Right? So you build a man from the boy, right? But when the man falls, he becomes the feeble-minded, elderly, broke-down vessel, the aged baby. What's it called? Progeria is the disorder.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Progeria. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
that's the disorder that make the babies look like they elderly.
Oh.
Which is actually an extraterrestrial trait inherited from great aliens with faulty genetics that broke down over time.
Wow.
Progeria, also known as Hutchinson-Gilford syndrome, is an extremely rare progressive genetic disorder that causes children to age rapidly, starting in their first 2 years of life. Holy shit! Children with progeria generally appear normal at birth. Bro, you
Hit
just
images.
I
Yeah.
remember a movie like that. Robin Williams played a baby or something like that. He was aging real fast.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They die about 12. They'd be lucky to make 12, 13 or something like that.
I think the oldest one ever lived was 20.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even know that.
Okay.